Breaking the News with Des Clark.
I am Des Clark, and this is Breaking the News, the show that breaks the week's news and asks four opinionated panellists to put it back together again. And joining me this week is stand-up Raymond Mearns, and with him, comedian Catherine Bohart. And facing off against them is comedian Jay Lafferty, and joining her is stand-up Liam Withnell. In the news this week, Britain's Got Talent judge Amanda Holden has said she is devastated at breaking lockdown rules by travelling over 200 miles to see her parents in Cornwall. She was even more devastated when she arrived to find her parents had already replaced her with Louis Walsh. A couple who got hitched during lockdown told how their only wedding breakfast guest was a pet rabbit. And boy, was he delicious. And the Prime Minister has come under fire after joking that he felt like O.J. Simpson as he struggled to put on a pair of gloves during a visit to a coronavirus vaccination centre. However, it turned out to be a wee misunderstanding, as Boris just wanted some orange juice and Simpson is the name of his butler. You have met the panel, so let's do it. Let's crack on with round one. This is our broken news round, where our teams have to guess the two major stories of the week that have been mashed together into one single news headline. So Raymond and Catherine, can you tell me the first story, please?
The First Minister has confirmed some MSPs
were wrongly told they would have to
return to school next Monday. Nicola Sturgeon said it was vital for Conservatives and Labour
intermanaged isolation
until at least the beginning of March and possibly longer.
There we go, let's kick us off. Raymond, what do you think our first story is, mate?
I think the kids are going back to school, but just the wee tiny ones. I think they're going back to school. I think that's what the story is.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly how it was announced in Parliament as well. Well done,
the
Raymond.
wee toty ones.
The toty ones are back. Well done, mate. It's the news that the youngest pupils, a.k.a. the wee toty ones, are to return to Scotland's classrooms for face-to-face teaching from next week. Yeah, the move's going to see all children in primary 1 to 3 and those at preschool returning from Monday the 22nd of February. First Minister Nicola Sturgeon said it was unlikely that any other pupils would return to school before the 15th of March at the earliest. Catherine, what about yourself? Is this a step in the right direction, getting some of the kids back to school?
It's important to say I don't have kids, so I don't know the trauma of homeschooling, but I have been to my local park quite a lot lately, and truly, when I see parents in the wild, they are so sad. Like, it's almost ruining my walk having to look at them. So I just think those people need a shower and a nap and a reason not to drink during the day. And I think they need a little break.
I think you're right, Catherine, about the day drinking as well and having to reteach the kids things, because now giving the teacher an apple doesn't mean getting your dad a can of cider from the fridge.
Exactly.
And it is going to be difficult because I actually had a look at all the BBC bite-sized resources and all that. It's phenomenal. I mean, everything, maths, English, reading, comprehension, it's all there for all different age groups. Their expectations have been raised.
Yeah.
This presumes, however, that parents have forced their way into homeschool and not just slapped them up in the room with a banana and a DVD.
DVD!
Oh, sorry. Do we stream now? What do you mean? My kids are that old. My kids are that old, I nearly said video.
I'll bring Jay in here. So do you think this is a step in the right direction then?
Who knows anymore? I mean, there's more restrictions come in only just last week about the travel. But next week we're opening up the schools. And then the week after that, we're going to make everyone live inside their airing cupboard. And then the week after that, there's a Mardi Gras for the over 65s in Buchanan Street. So I have no idea.
Liam, finally, and you, pal, what are you thinking about this? If you were going to do some homeschooling, what subject would you teach?
A-level maths.
That's bold.
Yeah. Well, you know, I failed maths at school, but I do think it would teach the kids a valuable lesson about not trusting authority figures.
Nicola Sturgeon has announced a phased return to schools for Scotland's children, but it's important to remember that life is not all about academics. Kids have been able to practice many new skills at home, such as cooking, cleaning and pairing the right wine with Mummy's crisps. So the return to school for the youngest pupils in Scotland is the right answer. Raymond and Catherine, well done. You get 2 points for that. Now to you, Jay and Liam, what was the other story we were after?
I think this is about the Scotland's quarantine hotels, like Nicola bringing in the fact that you've got to go for a fortnight's holiday after your fortnight's holiday. So you've got to be in the hotel.
It is the news that stays in so-called quarantine hotels have begun, and that the first international travellers to stay in one in Scotland were told that they could leave after 1 day due to a loophole. Since Monday, all passengers arriving in Scotland and international flights have to enter managed isolation. However, this does not apply to those coming from within the common travel area, including the UK and Ireland. And if you don't know what the common travel area is, that's just what posh people call going through Renfrew to get to Glasgow Airport. Are you pleased to see quarantine hotels introduced?
I mean, I don't know, even the name Quarantine Hotel, it just sounds like a terrible emo band from the 90s, doesn't it? It's just like...
Should we even be thinking about going on holiday?
No, I think let's lock down the borders even tighter. I think everyone should have their own personal border. Let's just give everybody a bubble suit. Have fun with it. Name your bubble suit after your own country. Design your own passport. Draw your own flag on the inside, and just stay away from going on holiday anywhere. Okay, a holiday for me at the moment is working in my living room instead of my bedroom, and that is as far as any of us need to go.
Jay, what about yourself? Should we even be thinking about going on holiday at the moment?
I mean, it's not going to happen, is it? There's no word that strikes fear into my heart more than the word staycation. Do you know? I mean, there's some lovely places in Scotland to go and visit, and there's plenty to do, and there's great places to eat. Like, and I'm sure there is, but I wasn't going to Mallorca for the pine forest walks and the venison. My skin hasn't been warm in 18 months. I can't remember what it was like without a wind chill factor. I want to be outside and not have to wear a jumper, Des. That's what I want, but it's not going to happen.
Raymond, what about this then? Obviously, we're being urged caution. Don't be booking any holidays at the moment. Are you thinking about it? Should anybody be thinking about holidays right now?
Well, I think you can think about it, but I've actually noticed a loophole on the government website. It says that the following people are exempt from isolation arriving from all countries, and that's defence personnel, diplomats and international prisoner escorts. All you need to do is go to Spain, get to jail, and then you'll come back. You don't need to self-isolate. Perfect, my man. So go anywhere you want in the world, pan somebody's windies in and you've cracked it. You don't need to self-isolate.
What has been your most memorable hotel stay?
Well, I once stayed in a very swanky hotel in London with my best pal for our 30th. And it was one of those hotels where, you know, like the wee man takes you to your room with all your gear on the pushy trolley thing. Do you know, he puts all your stuff on and then he takes you and he's making small talk in the elevator and he's telling us all about the welcome package that we've been upgraded to, right? So it included like a masseuse in the room. We were going to have a balcony eggs Benedict breakfast in the morning. It was really exciting. We get to the door and he slips in the key card and with a flourish kind of opened the door to our suite, where there is an older couple in full on flagrante, just going for it, and I just turned to him and I was like, "Is this part of the welcome package?" I have no idea. Excellent.
That is incredible.
It turned out it was the wrong room, but.
How do you not have 27 follow-up questions for Jay? Because I do. First of all, did they ask for that? Did they pay extra to be walked in on? What is going on? What? I have so many questions. This is crazy. I'm not really allowed to stay in hotels. It's such an extreme thing, but ultimately I can't really stay in hotels because I'm Irish. So no matter where I go, my mammy has a cousin who'll put me up.
And at the end of that round, the teams are on 2 points apiece. Now, so much of our news is about public opinion, and this week we spoke to crime author Christopher Brookmeyer and activist and presenter Eunice Al-Umidi. Jay and Liam, what story do you think Christopher is on about here?
Theoretically, this is a great idea. As a child, I was a huge fan of being taken through the Clyde Tunnel. It was one of the biggest thrills, I think, in my entire life, up to about the age of 3. Can we have 3 lanes in the motorway between Glasgow and Edinburgh, please?
This is Boris's big idea, to build a tunnel in between Northern Ireland and Scotland. Is that right?
Yeah, well done. It is the news that proposals for a 25-mile tunnel spanning the Irish Sea have been supported by parts of the rail industry. A review of the project ordered by the Prime Minister has now suggested the idea should be looked at very seriously. Yeah, I'm just looking at some of the details for it as well. It's saying that the Irish tunnel will only be for cars and there's going to be a separate flume for foot passengers. So
There is one potential, maybe small benefit that I can see, and it does move me forward one step closer on my long-term life goal, and that is to fashion some sort of pipeline between the Republic of Ireland and Scotland for a continual stream of Tayto crisps. Which, you know...
You'll never have them.
We need to set it up for that and that alone. And if you've never had Tayto crisps, then, you know, that's worth the quarantine hotel to get over there and get back, quite frankly.
Jay, what about this then? So there's possibly going to be a tunnel. Any thoughts on this?
I mean, it's been a distraction from Brexit, at least, because it's either this or Michael Gove in a clown's costume juggling Priti Patel's scrunched up HR review. And it's just...
What about you, Catherine? This may mean that you can go very quickly back to Ireland. So you happy about this tunnel?
You don't have to get a boat to Ireland anymore. The flight's 50 minutes. We don't need the bridge. What is going on? No, it's a terrible idea. To me, being like, oh, how are we going to stay united? Oh, we'll build a bridge is essentially tantamount to telling your boyfriend, like, oh, I feel a bit distant from you. And then him trying to make a move instead of talking to you. It's like, no, I didn't need you to touch me. I just need you to talk about your feelings. Do you know what I mean?
Well, look, obviously it's one of these big picture ideas, but what major infrastructure project would you put in place to improve the country?
I think I would like to dig a hole to Australia. I'm going to dig a hole to Australia. I mean, I gave it a shot when I was 6 on a Scottish beach. I'll be honest, I got quite far. Because I made it all the way to hell, which I discovered was being 6 on a Scottish beach. So.
Raymond, what about you on this one? What major infrastructure project would you put in place to improve the country?
I would build a giant gazebo stretching from Thurso to Dumfries, because I just hate the rain. I'd have a massive gazebo so we could go out and have a barbecue every day. And then on the odd day it was sunny, you just open a wee hole in the roof. A big gazebo, that's what I'd build.
That's beautiful, Raymond. Gazebo over Scotland. And Catherine, from you, what would you do to improve the country?
Well, I think I'd probably put a barrier down the middle of every pavement. Because for now, it would function to help people who can't seem to get their heads around 2 metres. And then for later, there'd be like a side for people with somewhere to be and then a side for dawdlers.
I quite like the dawdler.
Which is my dream scenario. Please, dawdle in your own time, but not on my path. So, yeah, I think it works for now and the future.
I'll come to you in that, Liam. You're a big thinker. You know about these things.
Yeah, so we've had Boris Bikes and we've got the Boris Borough. So what does that tell us? Alliteration works. So I'm going for the Liam Luges, right?
Right.
Stay with me.
Okay.
A new transportation system across Scotland using the fantastic transportation option of the luge, all right? We'll have to raise Aberdeen by about 500 foot. That could be the starting point. You can slide gracefully all the way down to Edinburgh. Do the same, Glasgow to Inverness. I know what you're thinking. How then you're going to get from Edinburgh to Glasgow if one is a high point and one is a low point? You will have to change in Falkirk. Luckily, they've already got the wheel. I've thought it through. I've got the pie charts.
The proposed tunnel spanning the Irish Sea is the correct answer, and 2 points go to Jay and Liam. Now to you, Raymond and Catherine. What do you think Eunice is on about here?
I feel like if you love somebody, then the best thing you can do is getaSpareRoom.com. Farting is a significant issue. Hot sweats, please try to deodorize, shower, and then you can probably avoid that.
I think it's this general trend that seems to be happening where people are sleeping in separate bedrooms.
That's exactly right, yeah. Well done, Catherine. It is the news that there's been a rise in what is called sleep divorce, or couples sleeping in separate beds, with nearly 1 in 2 often sleeping apart because of their bedtime habits. And actually, over 1 in 10 people in the UK have broken up with a partner because of their sleeping patterns. I know this. I broke up with my ex because she had this annoying habit of sleeping with other people. Just gets in the way more than anything. And do you think this is a legitimate reason to break up, this whole idea of sleep divorce?
I'm in my 50s now, so I think when you've been in relationships for like decades, I think you have to learn to put up with a lot of stuff. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you've accumulated that much crap, then actually to split for your partner's a nightmare. The size of the van you need alone is prohibitive. So I'll be honest with you, I've got that much garbage, right? Annie would need to do something unbelievable to break this up.
Jay, what about this for you, this idea of the sleeping patterns of the other half being a reason to break up? Do you think that is legitimate?
No, I think if you're breaking up because they annoy you when they're asleep, then that was pretty much going to happen anyway. 'Cause, like, it's when he's awake that I have to keep my temper. You know? Like, actually, I am the snorer in my relationship, which is fine because my husband's a jazz fan. So if I can listen to Swirly Malone kick a piano to death, then he can put up with the mother of his child breathing heavily. Is what I have told him.
I can't sleep unless I'm listening to like a podcast or something. First off, it's lucky that I was born when I was and not in the 1800s, because it wasn't really an option to have some, American political theorists sit in the corner of the room chatting away. Do you know what I mean? Back then, that's a luxury I've got, you know.
Here's a big question for you. Sleep or love? Which is more important to you?
Sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. I cannot love you if I have not slept. And I don't deserve love if I haven't slept. It's a no.
I kind of feel like if someone can love me when I've had no sleep, then they're the keeper. So love. So love.
Big question. Sleep or love? What's more important to you?
Oh, sorry, sleep, 100%. I cannot function as a human being with, like, less than 8 hours as well. My partner's amazing. Like, she could sleep for 10 minutes and then wake up in the morning, redecorate the living room, climb a mountain, start learning Spanish. If I have less than 8 hours, I need someone to pre-chew my food for me. I cannot operate without that amount of sleep.
If not sleep, what is your relationship deal breaker?
Food. I can't be nice if I haven't eaten. So food. They have to be into food. I could never date a person who's like, I'm just not really into food. Like, we have nothing in common and I won't ever have anything to talk to you about, and I want to spend my entire life planning my next meal. So food.
If not sleep, what is your relationship deal breaker?
I do not share food. Sorry. Your hand cannot come anywhere near my plate, even if it's tapas. Oh, we'll all get a few things and share them. No, I'll order what I want because that's the thing I want. If I wanted what you're ordering, I would have ordered it. Stay away.
Liam, I think I love you.
Yes, of course, the rise in sleep divorce is the correct answer, and 2 points go to Raymond and Catherine. You're tuned to a socially distant Breaking the News on BBC Radio Scotland with me, Des Clark. Now, this round is all about who's in the news, so I'll play you a clip of a mystery person. All you have to do is tell me who it is. And Raymond and Catherine, you're first this time, so who is this?
I look at a lot of young chefs today that get bored doing those menial jobs, and peeling shallots, picking salad, popping fèves are the fundamental techniques of great cooking from an early age.
Is it Ramsay? Gordon Ramsay, is it?
It is Gordon Ramsay. Well done for getting that right. The famously foul-mouthed chef is making the move to become a game show host. Well, it's been a tough year for his restaurants. Gordon has been developing a game show which he's going to start hosting from next week. The show sees contestants trying to win money by balancing gold, silver and red bars of varying weights across a pyramid without it tipping over.
It's going to be a good game show. Balancing gold, silver and stuff on a pyramid. Don't know if it'll work. And he's good. He's good on TV. That forehead is awesome. You know, he'd got a job in Star Trek, no bother. But
they've missed a trick, Raymond.
The game's got to be good.
He should be balancing stuff in his forehead. That should be the game.
No, they would fall into the cracks. You'd never see it again.
Well, we don't know. Give him a shot. We'll find out. You know, maybe you should try a few different things. Get him hosting this, you know. No offence, Des. You've done a good job, but maybe it's time for a rebrand, you know. I'd like to see Gordon try and shout at Janie Godley. Do you know what I mean? Like, you think you can swear, Gordon? Well, sit down. You're about to learn a thing or two, son.
Jay, what about this? Do you think that people should stick to just what they're good at, or should they move about and do lots of different things?
I mean, people have to be able to move about. If Liam had just stuck to what he's good at, he'd still be a chimney sweep. Do you know? If Raymond had stuck to what he's good at, he'd have died 6 years ago. You know, if I had stuck to what I was good at, I would still have the love and respect of my father. Do you know? You've just got to take a chance sometimes. Do what you can. And I don't feel I know Catherine well enough to slag her off.
I'm really glad you said something, because I was like, what was I good at, Jay? Yeah. What was I good at?
Too kind. If you could cast anybody as a game show host, who would it be and why?
I would love to see Raymond hosting Mastermind, just giving it, big un, I've started. You interrupted me.
If you could cast anybody as a game show host, Raymond, who would it be and why?
Donald Trump. Would I lie to you?
Yes. Liam, final thoughts to yourself here. If you could cast anybody as a game show host, who would it be and why?
I'd have Danny Dyer hosting University Challenge. King's College, you mugs. You've been done up like a kipper by Winchester. He's salt of the earth, and I won't have a word said against him. Thank you very much.
Salt of the earth, salt of the earth. So there we go. For
Liam
some
used
reason,
to clean chimneys with him.
Yeah, exactly. We got from Gordon Ramsay to Danny Dyer, and a lovely journey it was to. Yes, 2 points go to Raymond and Catherine. That was Gordon Ramsay. Right, Jay and Liam, it's your turn now. Who is this, and why are they in the news?
Now we actually take quite a few vacations. I'm sure myself in my 20s would look at my schedule now and find it very wimpy indeed. Being able to fly in my own plane is the most guilty thing I do.
Bill Gates.
Yes, it's Bill Gates. Well done. The billionaire has urged rich nations to move to 100% synthetic beef in order to address the greenhouse gas emissions driving global climate change. Now, in case you're not sure what synthetic beef is, it's when two rappers pretend to hate each other for publicity. Thankful we clarified that. Catherine, what about this? Bill Gates telling us to eat synthetic meat. Would you be happy with that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a vegetarian who quite frankly misses meat. So I guess if it could taste the same, I'd be delighted. But also, I do always find, like, meat eaters' obsession with synthetic replacements fascinating. Because I'm like, have you ever heard of vegetables? It's like, they're also fine and nice. The only equivalent I have in my life is, like, meat eaters' obsession with fake meat is a bit like men when I tell them I'm gay. It's like, but what do you do instead? And it's like, oh, it's just two women. But yeah, but what do you do instead? What exactly do you do instead? And it's like, it's just two women. That's it, really. So who's the man? No one's the man. And it's a bit like, where's the meat? Like there's none, and we're still fine.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Here's the question, though. If you were as rich as Bill Gates, what would you do with your money?
I thought about what billionaires do, and they're all kind of obsessed with space, you know, and like colonizing Mars, you know. So I think I'd do something like that. I think I'd maybe colonize Venus, you know, and then I'd send like passive-aggressive Facebook messages to the people who have colonized Mars, you know, like, oh, you went to Mars? Oh, well, that was a bit obvious for us, you know. We wanted to go off the beaten track a bit, so we went to. You should come. You'd like it, you know. It's a little bit less touristy, you know.
I like how very quickly you become like an intergalactic expat. Jay, what about you? If you had the money of Bill Gates, what would you do with it?
Look, I've thought about this a lot because I always had this dream that if I won the lottery, I would buy a house with like panoramic windows because I love the film Sleeping with the Enemy. And that's a very niche reference, but the house had panoramic windows. And then my whole thing is like I would have a roll top tub that overlooked a cliff top view. Oh. So apparently with a lot of money, I'd be an exhibitionist. That is what I would be.
Exactly. Raymond, what about you? I don't know if you thought about this before. Bill Gates, obviously super wealthy billionaire. If you had his money, what would you do with it?
Oh, I'd live in Oban.
Oban? Really? I mean, I love Oban, but why specifically Oban?
No, actually, if I had money, I was going to... My dream was to get guitar lessons off Eddie Van Halen, but he's dead, so I might as well just move to Oban.
I love, Raymond, that you had two options in life. One's gone, but plan B is still there. Oban ain't going anywhere. Yeah, Bill Gates is the right answer, and 2 points go to Jay and Liam. And it's time now for our final quick-fire round, which is all about deciphering the numbers in the news. So I will read out a headline. All the teams have to do is fill in the blanks. So get ready, teams. When we run out of time, you'll hear this.
Please, make sure your house is in order.
There we go. That's Nicola Sturgeon there. Who knew she was looking in your windows? Right, let's go then. What finally made it to Liverpool after 77 years?
The G sound?
What finally made it to Liverpool after 77 years?
Spanish flu. They're still on the old pandemic. They'll get the new one in a while, you know.
What finally made it to Liverpool after 77 years?
A tortoise that was on a dirty weekend in Blackpool.
A postcard sent by a Royal Navy recruit during World War II has finally been delivered to his childhood home in Liverpool, and it made it there after 77 years.
Please, make sure your house is in order.
And there we go. That is our klaxon. Nicola has Sturgeoned. And at the end of the quiz, our winners this week are Jay Lafferty and Liam Withnail.
Yay! Woo!
And commiserations to Raymond Mearns and Catherine Bohart. Woo! Yeah. Woo, woo, woo. And we'll leave you with the breaking the news. Breaking news just in. Nestle is launching a vegan Kit Kat named Kit Kat V. The move is set to confuse middle-class confectionery fans who will now think that they've missed out on Kit Kats 2, 3 and 4. Russian authorities have taken inspiration from Scotland's love of naming our road gritters mad names, although they've already got into trouble for naming one Putin on the grits. Oh, God. Wow. And it's been revealed that Matt Lucas will present a Channel 4 show celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Mr. Men books. Unfortunately, due to recent allegations, Mr. Tickle will not be taking part. The news is broken. I've been Des Clark. Goodbye.